Each year, thousands of people are victims of identity theft. Up next, we'll talk live with a couple of guests who will tell us how you can avoid becoming a statistic.
Well, this is National Protect Your Identity Week. So what does an ID thief want and how can you protect yourself? Joining us to talk about it is Melanie Ducanel from the Better Business Bureau and Gary Lawson from Cintas Document Management. Thank you both for being here this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. So when we think of identity theft, we think of our compromising information, maybe your driver's license or your social security number being stolen by someone. So, but what else what are some other ways that people make themselves vulnerable to ID theft?
One of them is probably going to be the biggest is dumpster diving. But when people think of dumpster diving, they're thinking of big dumpsters like at people's place of business. They will actually go through your own personal trash. So when you're putting your documents into your trash can and you go off to work, you're leaving yourself vulnerable for them to come back and pick through your trash. So we're highly recommending that you take those personal sensitive documents and get them shredded. The other ways that you can also make yourself vulnerable is really looking at how you take care of yourself on the internet. Are you putting your passwords as simple passwords? Are you making them complex? Do you remember what they are? So you really want to make sure that how you conduct yourself is really where you can protect yourself the best.
What are some documents that you should never throw away?
You should never throw away would be like tax returns, insurance policies, because sometimes that insurance policy can have personal information like your birth date. It could have your social security number on it. Anything actually that has a social security number or a account number, such as your Visa payment. You don't want them to get that account number and be able to go online and start buying whatever they want to.
Wow. That seems like just about most of the things you get in the mail.
Exactly.
It's not a bill or an insurance policy.
Speaking of visas, those credit card offers you get in the mail, you want to make sure that that's shredded because it has your name and address on it. And if they can come back and look at what address you have, maybe they can guess your birth date, maybe they'll have another document in your trash that has that, they can take that credit card application and apply with your name.
Right.
But send it to their house.
So one of the best ways to protect yourself is, of course, to go ahead and shred your personal documents. Right. Gary, this is where you come in.
Yes, absolutely.
I know that I used to have one of those personal shredders.
Correct, right.
And I would say within a month, they're toast. They're toast. So what do you guys do, and how do we know that our documents are safe when we hand them over to you guys?
Sure. Well, Cintas Document Management, we have mobile shredding trucks, and we're going to be bringing our 4 mobile shredding trucks to the Better Business Bureau event tomorrow, and we're going to be shredding that on site. These trucks process about 6,000 pounds per hour, and we shred that to such a fine particle size that an identity thief can't put that back together. And then we are NAID certified. Cintas was the first NAID identified company in the United States, which is National Association for Information Destruction. And they certify how we collect, destroy, and recycle all of our documents in a way that meets that standard. And so anybody who brings us their information tomorrow is going to be assured that we're going to shred it and then we're going to recycle it with a NAID certified recycler. Then it gets pulped. So that it never gets into the process where somebody can grab it, put it back together, and take your identity.
All right. For more information on that event, tomorrow is Secure Your ID Day. It runs from 9 to 1 at Central Park Boulevard in Southfield. The first 3 bags or boxes of paper are free. How big of a bag or box?
As big as you want to bring. We'll take care of it.
After that, there is a $10 fee. You can also have your computer hard drives, laptops, keyboards, and more destroyed for a fee ranging from $5 to $25. For more information, head to myfoxdetroit.com. Also, Gary, so if you're not able to come to the event tomorrow, how do people get in touch with you, and how much does it cost to have you guys shred documents?
Cintas does both. We do walk-in, which is $35 per container, just like we have behind us. It's $95. Or you can contact us at 734-437-3200, and we'll get a sales rep in touch with you and take care of that for you.
All right, we're going to have a little demonstration right now. We have some Fox2 sensitive documents that say fire up the truck. I'm going to hand these to you. Show you how it works. identity theft. Now we're going to tell you how to protect yourself. So joining us with news that works for you is Melanie Ducanel from the Better Business Bureau and Andrew Johnson from Green Path Debt Solutions. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, let's talk about ways to protect yourself. I'm looking at this little sheet here that you were so, thank you for giving this to us.
Sure.
The very first one, protect your Social Security number. A lot of people know that, but when you say protect your Social Security number, how do you go about doing that?
You do it through shredding your documents. You do it by quizzing the people that are asking for it. So if you're applying for a job and they're asking for your Social Security number, ask why. Because let's say it's a teenager applying for a fast food job. How are they going to protect that Social Security number? Do they really need it to apply for that particular job? You're also looking at it from credit card companies that may call you and solicit you over the phone.
Oh.
Never, ever give that kind of information over the phone. You have to wait for that information to be presented. If you, in perfect situation, you give it directly to the person that you're applying with.
But if you are calling your credit card company and they're asking for your Social Security number, I know sometimes they ask for the last four. Should they?
I would prefer that. Yeah, I shouldn't say. It would be best to just give them the last four digits, and they can come up with a different security question to confirm that it's actually you.
Okay, we talked about this earlier too, but treat your mail carefully. You shouldn't throw away things that even you consider junk.
Correct. Sometimes it can be as innocuous as a copy of a first birthday card, but they've got enough information on last name, the person's first name, and now their birth date. So if you think about that, you have to be really careful about what you're actually disposing of and how you're doing it. So you have to be crafty sometimes.
All right, and that also goes for credit card solicitations, even though you get these all the time, and it's not your actual credit card, but they're asking you to apply.
Correct.
Those are pretty dangerous as well.
They are very dangerous, very dangerous.
All right, let's turn to you now. Let's talk about protecting yourself online, because one of those people where, oh my gosh, do I really have to have anti-spyware and a firewall, and why are all of these things so necessary?
Well, the whole idea, even taking a step back, things as simple as doing passwords that are not your mother's maiden name, 1, 2, 3, 4, that sort of simple thing. A lot of websites nowadays really have set parameters where you can type in a password that you want to set, and it'll tell it if it's good, if it's weak, or if it's strong. So that's a first step of doing something of upper and lower case, exclamation points. We have so many passwords, but it is so important that you get a good password out there. Now, as the next step too, a lot of computer programs now have built-in firewalls. They have anti-spyware because there's so much stuff out there. As the technology moves and increases and changes, so do the ID thieves. They get so many different ways of really honing in on ways to steal identity offline, so we're always trying to stay a step ahead. So always try and get a spyware type of program and system, and always update that, because there's always updates out there.
And sometimes those updates seem to, there's an update every couple of months or so.
Certainly, yeah, absolutely. That there's always new ways that they're out there seeing of new programs that are coming in. So there's new patches that you can download and get, and that's something that you need to really keep up with.
All right, and so we understand that people who are identity thieves, they go through your garbage to get your information. But when it comes to being online, how do these ID thieves get information offline?
Well, a lot of the times that when you do use not complicated passwords, that if you can go in, people use their whole passwords from their email addresses that you go in and get. So the idea is that you really have to be just vigilant about that.
All right, and of course there is this weekend is your Secure Your ID Day. That's tomorrow at the Better Business Bureau office in Southfield on Central Park Boulevard between 9 a.m. and 1 in the afternoon. Centus Document Management will be there shredding documents up to 3 bags or boxes for free. After that, there is a small fee. All that information is on our website at myfoxdetroit.com. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. We'll be right back.